Nigeria stands at a pivotal moment in its energy journey, balancing the urgent need for reliable power with a global push for cleaner and more sustainable solutions. From harnessing renewable resources to reforming the oil and gas sector, the country's choices today will determine its economic trajectory and energy security. Now, as policymakers, innovators, and industry leaders chart a course towards a sustainable energy future, the big question remains: how can Nigeria align its energy ambitions with both domestic needs and global climate commitments? Lucky Ighoyota, who is an energy expert, joins us now from Port Harcourt to discuss this further. Lucky, good morning to you. Many thanks for joining us on Business Week.
Thank you. Good morning, my dear sister.
Yes, good morning. Let's begin, Lucky, with what a sustainable energy future means for Nigeria and how the youth fit into this entire vision and picture.
Wow, excellent question. Thank you. Talking about sustainable energy need, I just came back from a conference last week in Lagos that was organized by the Society of Petroleum Engineers. The theme of this year's conference was building a sustainable energy future, leveraging technology, supply chain, human resources, and policy. So when we talk about sustainable energy, there's a strong nexus between that and the population. The global population have been projected to hit about 8.2 billion about now. Of that number, Nigeria is accounting for about 230 million people. Africa have about 1.5 billion of that number. And in Africa, yeah, the energy need is so huge that well over 600 million people today go to bed without electricity. In Nigeria, yeah, about 45% of our population, according to the World Bank, that's about 90 million people, still go to bed without electricity. So the energy poverty calls for serious effort in ensuring that we satisfy the energy trilemma issues that pertains to energy security, energy equity, and equity in the sense of accessibility, affordability of this energy itself, and also environmental sustainability, that's climate change. Because while energy is an index problem as established long before the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations in 2015, far back in 2003, a research was conducted and it was clearly agreed that energy will become an index, or energy is an index challenge globally in the years to come. And the population, as the population keeps increasing, the energy demand keeps increasing. We have issues around the geopolitics of things globally. You know, energy is what is causing conflict. You notice in the tensions arising in the Middle East. Even yesterday, you saw that meeting at Alaska between Donald Trump and Putin. All of these geopolitical tensions are also driven by the energy quest for humanity.
Right.
Thank you.
Certainly, Kingsley. I'll ask you if you could please keep your responses a bit more concise because we're a bit thin on time now. Let's talk about how Nigeria could strike a balance between exploiting fossil fuels and expanding renewable energy while employing youth-led initiatives.
Okay, initiative. Talking about initiative, Nigeria have actually bought into the renewables by way of these solar grids that being planted all over the place. You see that our policy is becoming renewable friendly, even though as a country we are still very much interested in our fossil fuel, because that's where the bulk of our revenues to run our country comes from. We're a country that is richly blessed with fossil, about 37 billion barrels reserve of crude oil. We also have gas of over 206 trillion cubic feet of gas. So it's a whole mix. But renewable, Nigerians are already buying into renewable, given the abundance of sunlight in our terrain here in Nigeria. So it's a whole mixed bag, taking advantage of it because environmental degradation issue rising from oil theft in the region, in the Niger Delta region. Thank God energy, the pipeline securitization policy of the NNPC is yielding results with the operations of Tantita and PINL in that particular fold. So delving into renewables now is also very key because this energy mix, like we call it, is all in a bid to safeguard the environment and also give opportunity to people that may not be able to afford the energy to begin to opt for other cheaper sources of energy for survival.
Well, that's certainly very key. But policy, as we know, certainly plays a very critical role in the wider scheme of things. What policy reforms are needed to create opportunities for young entrepreneurs in the clean energy sector? We have a few minutes left, so please take this quite concisely.
Talking about policies, I think so far so good. The government wrote out a plan, energy initiative plan for 2021 to 2030. I think the young people that are interested in energy business should begin to delve into such. Also, new thinking, people, especially the Gen Zs now, who are innovators in their own right, begin to collaborating, especially around resource materials coming from the academia, linking it with those already in practice in the private sector, and see how best they can create ideas, those ideas, and earn good living from some of those things.
All right, Lucky, I want to thank you so much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but we have to continue this conversation on another occasion. Many thanks for joining us on Business Week today. I apologize for that. Next time, we surely will have a lot more time. Well, that's all we have time for today on Business Week, but let's continue the conversation on X. I'm Abby. We do have a lovely rest of the weekend.